started, go ahead and just get a chair, or if you have a bar, that's amazing. But go ahead and just face it in parallel. You're just going to slowly roll up and down onto your demi-point, is what we call it, as in ballet technique. And you're just going to keep doing this to really warm up the back of the legs and to target those calves. So just keep on going with this. Okay, join with me right here. We're just going to walk it out, getting some movement and blood flow to our legs. And now we're going to come up into a demi-point all the way up, and we're going to plie, staying in that parallel position on that demi-point while still feeling those turnout muscles and holding your core the entire time. Your core is your powerhouse here. So really, really engaging all of those muscles. Feeling stacked, your hips are square. Nice, everyone. Okay, now we're gonna go onto our right leg, single leg releves up to demi-point. We're doing 8 of these. Your calves are going to thank you for this. And after the 8th one, we're going to switch over to our left leg. And finished. Okay, great. Now we are still in this parallel position, but guess what? We're going to turn out with your turnout. Do not force anything, your natural turnout. And we're going to elevate up into demi-point. Great. We're going to stop at 8. And last one. Great. Go ahead and flex your leg out, whichever one you choose, to the side. We're going to bring it into a turned out position, a low coupe, and we're going to go up into a demi-point releve, continuing that 8 repetition. This is really great for the back side of your leg, your inner thighs, your glutes, and your core, because you have to have a strong core in order for all of this to happen. So go ahead and switch to that other side. We're going to do the same thing on the other leg. Really feeling those turnout muscles, and make sure you are not rolling in on your foot and you are working within your turnout. Amazing. Okay, go ahead and come down. Slowly roll down in that first position. Great. Go back into a parallel. We're just going to walk it out with me a little bit more. It can be a little bit faster. You don't have to shake your head like I did, but go ahead and stretch back, whichever leg goes naturally back first. And we're just going to feel the squareness in our hips while stretching out that back side of the leg. This should feel really nice, especially after all of those releve and eleves. Go ahead and come down, switch sides, really stretching out those legs, and making sure your hips are square. This position works wonders when your hips are square, and trust me, you should be feeling it right now. Slowly roll up to standing and breathe. Nice. Okay, shake it out, shake it out. We're going to move our bar chair. You can step away from the wall. And we're going to come out into a second position. Okay, go ahead and give me a beautiful grand plie. 2, 3, 4, 5. And reverse your arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, go ahead and give me a high fifth. We're just going to do some pulses here in this grand plie. You can do the arm variation that I'm doing in the video. However, you can do whatever you feel is comfortable for you and your body and where you are right now in your fitness journey. Nice. Okay, bring your arms down the second. We're going to crunch in our arms, really building that resistance within your own body. You do not need weights. Trust me, you will feel this. And here in a few, we're going to hold our arms out into that second position. Okay, now we're gonna do a dual workout where our arms are out. We're doing forward circles and little pulses in our squat. Reverse that circle. And you're done. Okay, go ahead and stretch over to your side, really stretching and lengthening that side body. Switch sides so you're evened out. Okay, great. Come out of that turned out position. Go ahead and just shake it all out. And we're going to now finally come down to our mat. We're going to be on all fours on our mat. We're going down to our plank, and go ahead and tuck your feet under and press out to that low plank. Go ahead and rock forward and back, really engaging your abs and squeezing your glutes. This motion of rocking back and forth is really going to sculpt your abs, your arms, and your legs. You could even maybe feel a nice calf stretch. I know I do when I do this, and it feels pretty nice, but this is a great movement to do while doing a plank. Okay, now we're going to press up into a high plank and stretch back into a downward facing dog. And we're going to come back out into a high plank and pulse our right leg. And I'm going to give you some athletic freedom here. You can either turn out that back leg or you can keep it parallel while pumping, whichever you choose. Go ahead and switch the legs, but you will get benefits from either way. So just keep pumping. Okay, go ahead and come back to a neutral position. We're going to just bend our knees back so our hips are right over our knees, and then shoot back out to a high plank. Bend and shoot back out to a high plank. Okay, last two. And done. Nice. Go ahead and press back into that downward facing dog, really stretching out your legs. We're going to come down to our knees and stretch in child's pose. Really shaking back and forth, stretching out that lower back, releasing all of that built up tension that no longer serves you. And you're going to come up and swing around onto your booty, and we are going to go ahead and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, starting with our navel. Good. It's a nice contraction all the way down to your mat. Okay, go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. Okay, now we're going to lift our legs up. We're going to cross our ankles, pressing down into the floor with your arms. We're going to lift our hips up into a reverse crunch. Just continue this motion here, really engaging your core, especially on your descent. Great job, everyone. Okay, last one, and down. Nice. Go ahead and shake out your legs. We're going to bring our legs all the way up into a parallel position again, except this time nice and turned out. We're going to give beats, really toning and sculpting those inner thighs. Go ahead and flex your feet if you wish, and continue these beats. Okay, if you like a challenge, go ahead and continue the beating, but lowering down your legs, really making sure that your lower back is staying on the ground. If you need to, put your hands underneath your tailbone for more support. If this is too hard for you, then just continue beating at that 90-degree angle. But if you want the challenge, do as I do in the video. Okay, we're going to continue this motion into a parallel double leg lift with our feet flexed, and then point. Interchanging the flex, coming up, and then pointing down. And if this is too hard for you, don't go as low. There's no shame in that. All of us are in a different period in our fitness journey, so just do what your body can do. Finished with that one. Nice, nice, nice. Go ahead and just roll out your hips a little bit. We're going to come up into a tabletop with our legs as we do some bicycle crunches. These are going to be nice, slow, and controlled as we're alternating side to side, really engaging those obliques. You can either point your feet as I am or flex, whichever you choose to do. Go ahead and feel free to start speeding it up with me. Really testing out that cardio a little bit. Nice. Continue this. Okay, we're going to continue by extending out our legs and arms and bringing it back in. Extending out and bringing it back in. Our legs are in parallel. Really, really testing out that abdominal region. Great. And done. Okay, so come back up. Great posture, of course. We're going to bring our arms down to a 90-degree angle, our legs up in tabletop, and we're going to lower them over to the right and over to the left, keeping them parallel. Good. Over to the right and over to the left. Here in a second, we're going to continue this motion that we're doing right now, except we are going to hold it over to the right. And we're going to extend our legs out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in. Nice. Okay, and we're going to do the same exact motion over to the left side. Come to center. We're going to come up. You can bend forward for a second, just really stretching out that lower back for a moment before we come down to our bellies, and we're going to stretch up, really stretching out that ab region from all the abs that we just did. And we're going to continue this motion. Lower yourself down and sway back up. Down, and go ahead and sway back up again. Nice. Press on up into your downward facing dog, really stretching out the backs of the legs again. We're going to come down onto all fours. And next we're going to be really targeting the glutes. So go ahead and come down. Just keep pulsing until I tell you to do otherwise, because here in a few, we're going to continue this motion, except we're going to extend our leg out straight. So here we go. Extend. Nice. Extend. Extend. Good. Just keep this motion, really engaging those glutes, keeping your hips and your shoulders in line as best as possible. Beautiful. Okay, come back into neutral. You're going to press your leg up behind, flexing that back foot, and you're going to pulse up to the sky. Okay, just keep pulsing here. You should really be feeling it in that hamstring and of course your glutes. Okay, now let's transition to the other side. We're going to fire hydrant our left leg up. Continue this motion until we extend out. And extend, in, extend, nice. Try your best to keep your hips square. I'm not doing the best example in this video, but really try and keep your hips square. Okay, bring your hips back to neutral, and we're gonna flex that back foot and we're gonna pulse it up. Again, targeting that hamstring and the glute. Okay, go ahead and just stretch it out, swaying your hips and your head side to side. Stretching out both of those glutes and a little bit of your side body. You're going to extend your left arm and right leg, and you're going to crunch into your midline. Extend, crunch in. Very nice. You can give a little bit of contraction within your mid-body. Really targeting those abs, and also this is a great strengthening exercise for your back. Hold this position out, and we're going to pulse. Very nice. Hold and down. Beautiful. Make sure you're breathing. We're going to transition into the other side, and we're going to continue that crunch in, keeping your hips square. And you can either turn out or keep that back leg parallel. Extend out and pulse. Now we're going to just roll out your ankles a little bit if you need to. We're going to press back again into a downward facing dog. Okay, now we're going to shoot back out into a high plank, and we're going to transition into a side plank where our hips, knees, ankles, and shoulders are all stacked on top of one another, really feeling that alignment. Okay, go ahead and transition onto the other side, continuing that side plank. Amazing. Okay, come back down to that high plank. We're going to chaturanga, slowly lowering ourselves all the way to the floor and just resting, giving into the ground, wiggling your hips left to right, releasing that tension. Windshield wiper your legs side to side. Nice. Should feel very rejuvenating to do this after all of that work that we just completed. You should feel super proud of yourself. You just did amazing work. So now we're going to do a little stretch to really make sure that we're, expelling as much lactic acid as we can, inviting oxygen into our muscles. So if you've ever done yoga before, we're just gonna stretch up into a 3-point. And then bring our leg through to a figure 4. We're going to stretch in this pigeon pose for a while, making sure that your hips are square. That is the way you're going to get the best benefit out of this stretch. Okay, as you continue breathing with this, we're going to go ahead and come on up, keeping the pigeon pose, but we're going to bend in our back leg so we can really stretch out that quadricep. Release the leg down. We are going to go ahead and lift up from this stretch and putting that leg right between our arms and bringing ourselves up into our high lunge. Great, you can even lower that leg down to get even more of an intense stretch in, but if this is too much for you, go ahead and either stay up like I am transitioning into now, where you're in a nice 90-degree hips stacked position. You will get just as much, but if not, go ahead and go back down into that low lunge. You can even stretch back into that goddess pose as you come back up and you transition back into that forward fold over that front leg. Okay, to finish up this side, we're going to extend down into a full split. If you cannot get into a full split, just go ahead and stay into the stretch that we were just previously doing. If you continue stretching this, you will eventually work your way into a full split. Okay, go ahead and stretch back up. We're going to do the other side as we come into that 3-point into the figure 4 or pigeon pose and just holding it here. Okay, we're going to seamlessly transition into that high lunge again, really feeling your hips align, and then we're going to lower all the way down into that low lunge, or come up in a kneeling position, whichever feels more comfortable for you. But if you go all the way down, go ahead and bend back into that beautiful goddess pose, really stretching out, opening your chest and your heart up to the sky. Great, and come back down. We're going to press back into a forward fold, keeping our hips square right before we press out into that full split. Again, remember, if you cannot do the full split, go ahead and stay up into that forward fold over that extended leg. Great, now we're going to come up into a parallel position, a standing forward fold, releasing the back, releasing the neck. You can shake your head yes and no, right to left, and slowly roll up to standing, vertebrae by vertebrae. Okay, as you roll up, go ahead and just shake your body out, roll your neck if you need to. You did amazing work today. You should be extremely proud of yourself.
Okay. That wraps it up today for our full body. Got our legs, got our core, got our glutes, got our arms, and our stretching in. Make sure that whenever you're working out, you have a good thorough warm-up and you have a good cool down. And make sure you hydrate a lot. Have water. What's in my cup is Fizz. If you don't know what Arbonne is, totally look it up. It's their Arbonne Energy Fizz. It is delicious. I have it every morning. It's a good coffee replacement, energy drink replacement, soda for sure. It's just a great, nice little energy boost. But that's what I'm drinking. But make sure you drink some water or whatever you love. And I hope you had a great rest of your day and that you enjoyed this workout. See you next time.